Neon lights, baby.
Throughout the years, my YouTube content on this channel has primarily revolved around Halo mods that I genuinely enjoy. Recently, a friend of mine asked if I ever considered making a video of my top favorite Halo mods. I thought about it in the past, but never committed to making a video about it until now. This is my top 10 favorite Halo mods now that we are halfway through 2024. I want to make it clear, it was tough for me to include only 10 because I really enjoy plenty more, but we've got to make a cutoff somewhere. Also, the number 1 is not my most favorite mod of all time, but rather the one I've followed and seen impressive updates over the years since the mod's inception. Think of this as here are my top 10 Halo mods I recommend you play, coming from someone who's played these mods and has made video content for fun for years. So let's go ahead and jump right on in with number 1, the incredible Halo Combat Revolved by Connor Dawn and Shunny Boy. Overall, this mod is an overhaul and aligns the environment and encounters to be true to the lore. Since the Chief touches down on installation 04 in the morning, the skybox is absolutely beautiful, with Truth and Reconciliation hovering just above you. You can see the ring wall just obscured by the golden morning mist. The Jovian planet Threshold appears much more defined and what you would expect it to look like from this distance as opposed to when you get closer to it in Halo 2. When it comes to the gameplay, everything from the weapons to the altered AI behavior has been perfected. Halo Combat Revolved gives experienced Halo players a fresh and unique experience from a game they've been used to playing over these past decades. It's really amazing how subtle changes, from including ODSTs on a mission to rescue Captain Keyes, to altering the atmosphere with a warmer color palette skybox, can still achieve the cold, dry atmosphere that is the level Truth and Reconciliation, and at the same time, enhance the gameplay with a stronger allied fighting force that propels the player forwards towards the Covenant ship, in a much more exciting and dire circumstances type of gameplay. Then when you see cutscenes such as this one here for the level 2 betrayals, this mod, Halo Combat Revolved, aligns the armament to be the exact same. So when you see the Chief with an assault rifle, you spawn with an assault rifle in gameplay, despite retail spawning you with a shotgun and a plasma pistol, hand-holding your way to show you that plasma works better than Unity weapons against Sentinels. Even playing solo, there are small details, such as seeing Spartan Linda in the cryo tube right next to you, which means playing cooperatively, one of you will be Linda. There are plenty of tasteful alterations to the environment around you, no matter if it is supposed to be Forerunner organic, Unity, or Covenant material. Everything is much more thought out, it seems. Some of the Pillar of Autumn's naval security forces are armed with shotguns, which makes perfect sense for a close quarters station defense type of scenario. Looking out in the distance, you can see Covenant spaceships ahead of the Pillar of Autumn, near Installation 04. As described by Cortana, Covenant ships have always been faster. Despite the Easter eggs found throughout the modified campaign, Halo Combat Revolved focuses primarily on making scenarios make more sense. A small example, but an important one, is Sergeant Johnson does not appear on every level that includes Unity Marines. When it comes to the weapons, each firearm feels much more practical and believable. The weapons are more accurate, and semi-automatics have a quicker trigger recovery rate. This allows the player to be more aggressive against the AI that wield improved weapons. The reason why I love Halo Combat Revolved so much is that the mod covers the entire campaign, each level given extreme attention to detail, providing a consistent sandbox experience from the Pillar of Autumn to the Mall. Dynamic movable assets like some Unity barricades and some Covenant supply crates are those fantastic little details that make me appreciate this mod apart from its larger visual alterations. I made a whole series showcasing each level for Halo Combat Revolved on my channel, so go ahead and check it out after this video. I go into much more detail as I play through each level, and I take note for some cool Easter eggs that I could find. There are plenty more out there in this mod. But I'm most impressed with the alternate enemy spawn locations to include the increase of Covenant and allies in certain scenarios. The AI pathfinding still keeps the combat flow interesting, despite added terrain features such as more boulders and fallen tree trunks. It's all very impressive when a battle is prolonged and still feels more engaging than the retail campaign, much like the Silent Cartographer seen here. The beach assault plays more aggressively, without the size of the Covenant fighting force feeling like it's bloated. The island instead feels like a Covenant priority to defend it. With more Covenant dropships present to include Unicy Pelicans, the overall fight for the Cartographer feels like two strategic forces are truly at war. And that's just one small example in one level. And another small detail I noticed is that the ocean is actually Mountain Dew Baja Blast. How delicious. Number 2 is Halo 2 with Sprinkles by Sergeant Stacker. My goodness, this full campaign mod is absolutely wonderful. One example is in the level Outskirts. Mombasa police officers and the local militia make their appearance to assist you and the Unicy Marines to fight for humanity against the invading Covenant. Doesn't it feel like old Mombasa and new Mombasa are too empty in the retail campaign? Halo 2 with Sprinkles understands this and imports various allied permutations to fight alongside with, truly making you feel like Mombasa citizens are not just hiding and sneaking their way out of the city, but rather anyone with a firearm has grown a pair, grouped up, and are part of the resistance. It's not just Chief running around with some Marines. Halo 2 with Sprinkles also imports the assault rifle from Halo Combat Evolved, and the Brutes are introduced earlier on in the campaign with various armor permutations. While I can't wait to see more mods for Halo 2's campaign, I believe Halo 2 with Sprinkles is the best one I've seen so far. The battles are expanded with more enemies and allies, and while playing as the Arbiter, you witness a true distinction between the more organized Covenant as opposed to the more haphazard heretics. The Chief's side of the story is repelling the Covenant with the fighting human spirit, using anything humanity can to fight back, even mobilizing civilian golden warthogs with mounted turrets. Then taking the fight to Delta Halo, mobilizing Unicy Marines and ODSTs to help you out. Whereas the Arbiter, you experience the special tasks as directed by the Hierarchs with the Covenant might, only to see the beginning stages of the Covenant crumbling apart. Everything Bungie wanted you to feel is capitalized so well in Halo 2 with Sprinkles, due to all of the little hundreds of thousands of detailed changes in this mod. If I could only play one Halo game and had access to the multiplayer servers for the rest of my life, I would choose Halo 2. Halo 2 has everything I value. Perfect mobility controls, competitive and fun gameplay, a campaign with memorable dialogue, triumphant, mysterious, and horrifying moments throughout the entire story. And Halo 2 with Sprinkles makes all of those aspects even more valuable. I was so happy to have seen this mod updated to be compatible with the latest version of the Master Chief Collection, because when I first played this mod a few years back, an MCC update prevented this mod from being enjoyed as intended, and I thought we had seen the end to a wonderful mod. Thankfully, Sergeant Stacker has kept this mod alive. If Halo 2 is your favorite in the franchise, Halo 2 with Sprinkles will make you enjoy it even more. I guarantee it. Moving on to number 3, The Granddaddy, Ultimate Firefight Series by Weaver 900. Quite frankly, I can see this mod being many Halo fans' favorite mod of all time. It is absolutely amazing the amount of scripting that's been achieved in this mod, and all of the assets that have been imported. Ultimate Firefight Series is the best example of utilizing the source material. Vehicles from Halo Wars, banished vehicles, weapons, and characters throughout the Halo series are present in this Firefight game mode. After clearing some waves, you may call in reinforcements, vehicles, and power weapons. You can also join the Banished and perform as a gladiator in their Coliseum to show off your worth. You will commit to hours of replayability with this mod, and ensure you save your progress when you need to step away. Then resume the mission, and this mod will pick right back up, right where you left off, just like in the campaign. You may select the story mode within this Firefight mod, and that allows recorded dialogue to initiate, and there are references to artifacts that you may find within this Sandtrap map. But there are also 7 Cortana locations, and once you find her in all of those locations, you will respawn, operating a Scarab. And once you completely annihilate everyone in the Scarab, the Banished will react with their counterattack. There is also the map Containment from Halo 2 in the works for Ultimate Firefight, making this Halo 3 mod a series. It is no longer only Sandtrap. What's even more exciting and unique about Containment is you play as a Banished Brute, which means you can call in Banished allies and take on the Flood, Heretics, Covenant, and Sentinels. Containment is still in the early alpha stages, and I gotta tell you, it's looking fantastic. Number 4 is pre-release Macworld plus Xbox for Halo Combat Evolved. The mod author is AltSierra117. In the span of just 2 days after capturing footage for this video, there have been 6 updates to this specific mod. It goes to show AltSierra117 is locked in with providing this mod even more content. As the name of the mod suggests, this mod imports assets seen before the final retail release of Halo Combat Evolved. So this mod is a resurrection of weapons and vehicles before they took on their final form, and before certain audio effects and dialogue were cut. But this mod is so much fun to play, it makes you wonder why certain things were cut from the final release.
Stay on target! Covering fire! Want some more?
This mod has such a unique and kinetic gameplay flow that is just different enough from retail. It doesn't just feel like Halo Combat Evolved with some old low-poly weapons imported. Late 90s early Halo weapons are certainly present, but there are enough changes to the weapon and vehicle sandbox that make your enemies and allies take on a whole new experience, to include you yourself. One of my favorite details are the elongated streaks of plasma tails. It makes the entire engagement on the battlefield look so much cooler. Even the assault rifles have sharp green tracer rounds. But you must listen to the alternate audio as well. Let's enjoy for a bit. Even Halo 2's pre-release battle rifle joins the fight.
That should open the door that leads into the main shaft. Bravo 22 was bringing us some heavy weapons. After I saw we were up against partners, I thought we could use them. Let's move down the east. Keep an eye out for any cargo we can salvage.
After doing some Banshee bombing, you gotta take the Mongoose.
How you doing, amigos? Now, right shot! Hey! Give me an angle. Pass it fail, mate. Right on.
You also use the flashlight from the assault rifle itself. Remember, in retail, it was as if the light was coming from the assault rifle whenever you would reload it. However, the light was coming from the Master Chief's helmet. This mod fixes that.
Let's keep going inside.
What you got?
You can see the old elite bipeds are here to stop you too. When it comes to the energy sword, you can wield it. I find it takes a bit to get used to, but any Halo Combat Evolved mod that lets you use the energy sword is one I must play, and you're gonna love it as well. Havoc Mod by Dark G Annex is number 5 and it's coming in hot. Move over massive mods that look to only increase enemies and allies in the fight. Havoc Mod goes above and beyond what any of us expected could be done to the old Halo Combat Evolved engine, and that is forcing a massive brand new V12 engine into this baby. Engagements are massively altered and expanded from the interiors and the exteriors. As greatness is measured in all of the little details, Havoc Mod certainly pays attention to detail. The rocket launcher is more satisfying as it tracks to targets. That's a useful feature in this mod. And here's a cool cosmetic change for the fun of it. Time was taken to create Arctic uniforms for the Unisea Marines. It's fun to admire little details like this on your way to your next battle that looks like this. You gotta love the fact that Dark G Annex inserted non-diegetic score that fits the more reckless fight. Another really neat detail for Havoc Mod is in the menu, an animated background showing scenes from the Mona Lisa, one of 7 short stories in the Halo Evolutions novel. The menu fits the frantic theme of Havoc Mod's gameplay. This also includes the cutscenes.
There was only one ship.
One? Are you sure?
Yes. They called it the Pillar of Autumn.
Inserting the Arbiter's dialogue while showing the Pillar of Autumn already engaged and destroyed Covenant forces floating in space introduces you to Havoc Mod's cadence to include its hilarity. For example, touching down on the desert plateau that is normally meant to be the initial insertion team for the level Truth and Reconciliation, you'll already see Covenant bodies strung out along the dirt, with another Spartan waiting your arrival. You'll be teaming up with one or several other Spartans from Oni in each mission. One of them will be Linda. Man, look at these altered uniforms for the Marines. I get a kick out of them. Now, Havoc Mod is also aware to preserve engagements for what they are meant to be like in the retail campaign, so you can still covertly take out Covenant forces here before Marines and your Spartan ally come in to assist.
Nice shot! Nice!
Okay, Captain Keys, radio in, and I'll come pick you up.
I guarantee Havoc Mod creates the most horrifying atmosphere for the level 343 Guilty Spark. You're better off experiencing it for yourself. Number 6 is Trooper Firefight 2024 by Boyd Model. Recently, I created an in-depth showcase video of this mod, and since then there have been even more updates to this impressive third-person perspective from a UNSC Trooper, Marine, and ODST firefight experience. You can select from several maps, and depending upon the map you select, that will determine if you are playing as a Trooper, Marine, or an ODST. Halo Reach weapons are still available in this mod, yet other Halo weapons have been imported, most of which have a performance increase. The rocket launcher's rocket projectile, for example, has much higher velocity. Then there are the audio changes.
Lock that contract!
Enemy.
Gotta find him. Brought it down. I killed that one. Cover! It's caving!
From the altered audio to the custom visual effects and the increased allies that you fight alongside with, Trooper Firefight is an incredible experience that makes Halo Reach feel radically different than when you play as a Spartan. The imported weapons derived from concept art to modified Halo Reach weapons and weapons seen in previous Halo games, you will have the necessary UNSC arsenal to take on the Covenant, even as a more vulnerable, squishy human. This is more than simply putting the camera perspective into third person with a Trooper biped. From enemies to allies, everyone has extremely lethal weapons, so that's where the balance comes in. Take cover, pop out of cover when you need to take the shot, and move carefully around the map. This mod gets everything right, which is why it makes my top 10 favorite Halo mods of all time.
I fucking know it.
The added dialogue is from Prototype and Splinter Cell Conviction. It blends into this Halo Reach mod perfectly, providing a more visceral and mature experience.
Nice work, Marine.
The combat flow is a tug-of-war experience. You are bombarded by Covenant, but if you're effective, you start to repel the Covenant and gain back your territory. Each map certainly plays differently, and you'll have to find a strong position to start turning the tide. Number 7 is Firefight CE, created by Photolysis. Photolysis, some way, somehow, created workarounds upon workarounds to script a customizable firefight experience for Halo Combat Evolved. As you can see on screen here in this fast-forwarded video segment, you may customize the game from enemy and allied attributes, equipment drops, and the firefight game type. I personally love Fiesta, and there's a plethora of other options to choose from. This is exactly what I dreamed to do in Halo Combat Evolved when I was a kid. Run around a concentrated segment in one of Halo Combat Evolved's maps, then commit an onslaught of Covenant, Flood, and Sentinels with a bunch of allied Marines. And throw in some customizable options. Years and years later, we all get to experience this with an incredible amount of options. We've had mods that spawn enemy and friendly AI into Halo CE's multiplayer maps, but the original Halo gameplay is best experienced with momentum to the encounters, and that is achieved through thorough and considerate spawning and scripting. This is exactly what CE Firefight is made to do. The customizable menu, on the other hand, is on a whole other level. Even some dig site weapons have made their way into this mod, and it's neat to see all the different interpretations of this Gatling gun throughout all of these Halo mods and their creators. I also noticed how much space is used in these cordoned off sections of the campaign levels, and I really like that. The various nook and crannies get more attention than when you are just fighting far fewer waves of Covenant in the campaign. Something to note is that a firefight experience for the original Halo Combat Evolved engine was also achieved in Halo SPV 3.3, and I think it's a very neat experience. But Firefight CE resembles more of what you know as Halo Combat Evolved, aesthetically and gameplay-wise. There are 7 maps available for Firefight CE, this extraction point, the rock slide, and then the hangar bay of Truth and Reconciliation, the Silent Cartographer's beachfront, a day and night version of Assault on the Control Room, and the terrifying swamp of 343 Guilty Spark. Number 8 is Halo 2 Flood Firefight by Imperial Guardsmen. Coagulation, Waterworks, Sanctuary, and Warlock are the current maps available for this fantastic Halo 2 mod that allows a carefully crafted firefight flow to commence. In Coagulation, you may start out as a Covenant recon unit and investigate the parasite's carnage in this fog-filled gulch. The red base holds a weapons cache, and shortly after starting the mission, the Flood will arrive. Your numerous Covenant allies will assist you, so you shouldn't feel stranded unless you decide to venture out yourself. Also, this moment of being pursued by a warthog driven by Flood was intense. It seems as though the AI has been modified to have a longer engagement range, and if so, I really like that. You may wield the Uniseed turret, and I recommend this weapon, to include the las gun that's been imported in this mod in reference to the mod creator, Imperial Guardsmen. The Flood is not all to be worried about. The Heretics make their presence known. It would be nice if the Covenant and Heretics could work together, but we know that won't happen. However, you may work together with the Uniseed.
Hold here until the Pelican arrives.
This is a really neat feature in this mod. You can spawn them in if you want, but be careful because they can turn into Flood food. Making your way to Waterworks, you will play as the Master Chief and help fend off the blue base with your squad of Marines. You can tell this map isn't ripped right out of multiplayer with AI spawning in. Imperial Guardsmen meticulously placed barriers and other scenery objects to help with the gameplay flow and to tell a story.
So, when does this get tough?
Oh, hey, thanks a lot. Try and get us.
In Waterworks, the Covenant will come in to assist you, and you can trade weapons with them to fight off the Flood, which is a lot of fun. In any case, you're going to need the extra support because this map is designed to ramp up quickly. If you dare to make your way closer to the red base, be prepared to fight your way back to blue base. Check out this dynamic shadow here in Halo 2. That looks nice. Now when it comes to Sanctuary, this map plays completely differently. You are the Master Chief and sided with Blue Team. You and Blue Team will face off against the Red Team of Spartans. The AI is pretty good, and sometimes makes you feel like you're in a multiplayer game. notwithstanding the evade animations. Just like in Firefight CE, this is exactly what I had wished for when I was a slightly older kid. Not only will you be going against Red Spartans in the memorable map Sanctuary, but there's inbound Covenant, and they are not on your side this time. Nor will the Flood and Sentinels be helping you. It is you and your team of Blue Spartans and any UNSC reinforcements you call in.
Do those things even understand what you're saying?
On the map Warlock, it's also red versus blue versus everybody else. It's a mod that executes everything I wanted to do, and I look forward to even more maps in the future, if possible. Number 9 is Halo 3 Mythic Overhaul by Mythic Jaqui. I've showcased some of the Mythic Overhaul mods before, and I certainly enjoy the entire series, although I feel it's right to show Halo 3 specifically in this video. Overall, Mythic Overhaul heightens the encounters by altering and expanding the weapon sandbox. This gives Halo 3 a fresh take. The weapons are much more lethal and versatile. I found myself adapting to the weapons available, not discarding them. And I love the feature of opening up craniums, as seen here. Take a look at that juicy strawberry membrane. The imported weapon models from Halo Infinite look great in this Halo 3 mod, to include the reload animations. Also, there is an amazing dismemberment feature. This was probably difficult to pull off in this mod, but Mythic Jaqui accomplished this goal. And while you're in an intense fight with the Covenant, seeing limbs get blown off of grunts and jackals, and brute skulls opening up from a 7.62 round or greater, it's a vicious experience. I understand Halo 3 is many Halo fans' favorite Halo game, and I do love it. But I always felt like the retail campaign of Halo 3 was too easy. Too much of it was tipped into the player's favor, even on Legendary. Very seldom did I feel like I had to dig in and take cover in Halo 3, unlike in Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. And the brutes in Halo 3 retail never convinced me with their poor AI and janky animations that they were a worthwhile opponent. But in Halo 3 Mythic Overhaul, if you don't eliminate the brutes quickly, they seem to form a pack more effectively than in retail, making them feel like an improvement. I'm not certain where the whole brute pack mentality went when Bungie was showing behind the scenes footage of developing the brutes for Halo 3, but in this mod, more brutes means opening up their craniums more often. Then there's the vehicle sections with your improved AI allies and their increased engagement range while wielding the more effective weapons. The rocket launcher tracks to targets much like in Halo 3's predecessor, and oh boy, it is so much fun to play these open vehicle sections throughout the entire Mythic Overhaul campaign. Not only does the rocket launcher track to enemy vehicles, but it also tracks to enemy infantry. The UNSC Marines do not let up. Anything is in range, and if they miss, they will try again and again. For those tight rooms and corridors, you can wield the Jackal Shield and a weapon as seen here. From exterior to interior sections, Halo 3 Mythic Overhaul is a must play.
This is it.
This is Halo Brutality Evolved by Roxanne, and it's number 10.
Alert, Covenant dropship inbound. Looking for survivors.
One of the features is you can destroy Covenant Spirit dropships. Walking over to the debris, you will be prompted to flip junk. You can flip the junk around or go on destroying other things. You may also turn your enemies into giblets. I do love me some ribs. How about some huckleberry flavored ribs? Juicy sound effects have been added to this mod as well, and the dropship debris is solid. Man, I love those smoke trails. Check out this awesome Needler reload animation, placing the blamite into the Needler before it gets divided into needles. A similar awesome animation we've seen from other mods, but it's great to see this inspiration carry over. It's been difficult before in Halo retail games of how the Needler actually works, but this makes it make a little more sense. Now let's go ahead and check out its melee. As a warning, consider the source.
About time you showed up.
You'll kill us all! Heads up! I got a Covenant dropship heading in!
On the way! I'm on it!
How cute, look at the grunt's arms and its head. Anyone here a fan of Blueberry Cobbler? It's included in this mod.
Look, more lifeboats. They're coming in fast.
Get me an angle!
To this date, this is the best implementation of a wieldable energy sword in Halo Combat Evolved. Melee for a quick slash, right trigger for a devastating strike.
This way.
Oops.
Don't bother getting up! You got that right, idiot.
Wow, this Marine is still in the fight with an open chest. This cave is not a natural formation.
Okay, Marine. Back to Chief. Better move out.
Your enemies won't splatter into pieces all the time. But you can certainly make them do so with enough firepower. And look, you can see an elite's head in Halo Combat Evolved. Interesting.
Are Halo's primary fire. They consist of 3 pulse generators that amplify.
Dual-wielding Halo Combat Evolved Magnums is so cool. I'm feeling like a cowboy, baby. I appreciate you watching all the way to the very end of my top 10 favorite Halo mods that I love going back to playing over and over again, especially for all the new updates that come with these mods. It's important for us to give credit to all of the mod authors that not only create campaign mods for levels, as you've seen, but the authors who create tags for other mod authors to import awesome content into a larger mod file. So it doesn't mean one mod author did everything. They may have gotten support from others to implement more content that fits the experience they are looking for. Remember, there are plenty of other Halo mods I do enjoy. And as a hint, I only create videos of mods I like. So if you want to see more, check out the rest of my videos on my channel. And some mod authors allow a method for you to support them. And if you can support, consider doing so. They've put in a lot of time for a lot of fun.
KYOT Coyote.